Hello, my name is Brian, and I just wanted to show you the game I made for Ludum Dare 46 this year. This is my 8th Ludum Dare. The theme was Keep It Alive. So the basic mechanic for this game is locating things based off of sound alone, which has been done in a lot of other games before, but I thought about a few new ways of doing that. The graphics in the background here aren't just eye candy. Once you play the game, you might be able to figure out what it is you're looking at and why I'm showing it to you. And the music that's here is also incredibly significant with its relationship to the sound design of the game. And there's something strange on the menu. I wonder what that is. And the another song that plays later is also related to this. So in the gameplay options here, there is an option that says Disable Night. There's a whole lighting system in the game, which is one of the 2 things I didn't code from scratch this weekend, although I spent almost all day Sunday optimizing it to get it to work with the HTML5 builds, which I couldn't use anyways because they were optimizing out sounds randomly on different browsers, and for an audio game, that makes it unplayable. But the whole first part of the game takes place at night to make finding the robots a little more exciting, but you can make the game considerably easier by just making it daytime the whole game, so I put that in. And then what else do we have? I put in some cool graphics options, windowed, full screen windowed, and full screen, and a whole pixel perfect system that you can apply, and just normal some audio sliders here. So let's start the game. The only other thing I did not code was the menu system in the game, which you can pull up at any time. I can't believe I survived that landing, but it threw my 3 robotic crewmates away from the ship. I better find them. So I can move a little bit. Oops. I'm not picking up their heartbeats on my CPU KG. Are they dead? So this pops open. This isn't me doing this. The game pulls this open and shows you can select these different channels here. Wait, I hear something on each of their channels. Their heartbeats are only about 3,000 beats per minute. That's very slow for a robot. They're going to die if I don't hurry. I can show or hide my CPU KG by hitting C or left bumper and toggle each channel with the buttons shown above next to each robot. If I recall, all I have to do is hit E on my keyboard or X on my controller to defrazzolate them, which is sort of the version of defibrillate them. So I can also, you can see, turn on the flashlight here, and you can see this little world. And then I can turn each of these channels on with either of those Xbox buttons or the number keys. So this channel sounds the loudest. It's coming out of the left speaker here right now. So I'm going to move towards that, and it's getting louder and higher in pitch. And it went away. Oh, there it is. And that looks like a sleeping or dead robot. So you can hear he's also making a physical sound, which is kind of important later, but he's making a sound of this like an organ keyboard. But he's making this radio sound, which is his broken heartbeat sound, which I wanted to sound really low. So like if you have something that sounds super duper low, you can't really hear it on headphones or tiny laptop speakers, but even like a 50 hertz sine wave, you can't really hear through almost anything if it's the actual sine wave with no harmonics. So I put a ton of harmonics on it, so it's clipping, it's kind of modulating this really high frequency noise at this low frequency, so you can kind of hear this high pitched flapping sound with a little bit of reverb, so you can tell which sound that is. So I'm gonna go up to him and whoop. There it goes. That sounds like about 26,000 beats per minute, give or take. His brain won't be conscious until I relay the ship's wake-up call to them, though. So, there he is. Oh, his heartbeat goes down when I get further away from him. He's sad I'm moving further away. So, this may cause a problem since all 3 robot heartbeats have to be synchronized for the wake-up call relay. I better find the other 2, though. So you can see his heart's moving there. Even though 26,000 beats per minute, which is just about 400 hertz, is much slower than I think any computer that's ever been built. I think the ones in the 60s were like at least 500,000 hertz, 500 kilohertz. Oops. So there's there's him. That's the one up above is 3. 2 I can barely hear. And 1 I can hear kind of loud. She sounds like he's to the left. Oh, no, he's getting quieter. There's a strange looking altar. He's getting louder and louder. Oh, there he is. 2 down. Their heartbeats are totally different frequencies. Not sure how I'm going to get the wake-up call relay to work. And you can see he has another physical sound as well. I have the radio turned off after you do it, because if you can't figure out immediately how to turn it off, it's horrible just having that square wave playing. So you can turn it back on though, if you want. But he's playing. If you listen to his physical sound that he's making right now, that is of a bass. So I can listen to him. I can listen to the robot from up above. You can kind of tell they both cancel out right here, which is kind of the equidistant point between the two of them. So I'll look for robot 2 now. Oop, there he is. He's definitely to the right. And he's moving to the center now, so he's either above me. Nope, pitch is going down. So he must be through this mountain here somehow. Not sure why I needed to put a collision tile there. Who made this game? God. Seriously. I can't get into the mountain. I can't go around, even though I can walk in the shallow area of the water here. I can't go through it. So I guess it's the other way. These are both kind of peninsulas, or the coastline of this island that you're on. So there's a little cave here. He's to the left, so oop, it's getting louder in here. But that is not a robot. That is a stool, because that's the asset that was in there. I did not do pretty much almost any of the graphics in this game, except for the super embarrassingly bad ones. That was just because the gameplay idea was going to be so difficult. I knew I didn't have time to make horrible graphics even, so these are all just sort of asset art. I'll probably try to replace this soon with real graphics, but I just wanted it to at least be fun while you play it, so that's why I opted out of the graphics category for Ludum Dare this year. So we're in this cave. There he is. So you can hear, if I turn his radio off, he is making drum sounds. There's his heartbeat. Okay, that's all 3 of them. I guess I should just plant the relay in the best place I can. If I recall, all I have to do is hit E on my keyboard or X on my controller to place the relay. So if I put it right there. Nope, the 3 heartbeats are definitely not synchronized there. So I should probably listen to them. I just hear him. So I do remember where those other 2 were synchronized. Let me go up there. I originally had made a, let me find where these 2 are though. I had made this whole system. I actually had to make this iterative function that finds the center point of a triangle to make this work, because I wanted to have it procedural, where these robots could be in different places at different times, but I actually wanted to have them have a lot of these locations in significant areas on the map, and procedural things are really hard to tweak. So I didn't even get to use that function, because I had to end up making these pitches non-linear so that they make a bigger difference when you're getting closer to the cancellation point for them, as opposed to just a linear scale where you'd barely be able to tell. So So that's where 1 and 3, that's like halfway between 1 and 3. But that's not right. So I'm equidistant from 1 and 3, which for the most part, they were kind of in the same longitude. If I just move left or right now, they'll stay together, but this third one will change in pitch. Oops. There it is. So actually any place in this lake, if you do put the relay down, it'll accept it, even if it's not totally canceled out. But it's fun to find the exact spot where you hear that phase canceling effect. And then one of the other reasons I didn't want to do this procedurally was because I kind of like that the point was in the middle of this lake, which kind of maybe hints when you're looking around that it could be in some place that has some sort of slight significance. You can hear them all canceling out right there. So that means I can place the relay. That did it. It's the wake-up call. It's time to round up my robot friends. So the wake-up call is this song, apparently. And you can tell it's made up of the sounds from those 3 robots, the drums, the keyboard, and the bass, except all their synchronized fixed heartbeats are all making that square wave melody now. And you can tell that the robot the ship is the one that's singing those heartbeats as the melody. So you can see that triggers the break of dawn, because I thought it wouldn't be super duper fun to have to find them in the dark again. And you can also see this little island that you're on. So I'm gonna go round them up. It'd be great if I could talk to the person who made this and find out exactly where all the collision tiles are. Certainly know where they are. There he is. So that's all 3 of them. So we can go back and I tried to time it so that the song is kind of the length of what I would assume it might take you to grab all the robots. Plus the time at the beginning to figure out what you're supposed to do and how to grab them. Also, the way that the robots follow you is kind of interesting. They're not just designed to go straight for you. They've got a rotating buffer for the position that the player's in, and they just kind of follow around to wherever you last were. So it's kind of like a delay from your movement, and then they also, when they get there, then they kind of do this little excited movement back and forth. And that's it. So thanks for watching this video.